What if I told you that the next 24 hours could change the direction of your entire life, not because of luck, not because of money, not because someone comes to save you, but because of 7 ancient, Stoic rules that can instantly change the way you think, act, and respond to the world? Most people stay trapped in the same cycle for years because they never learned these principles. But today you are about to discover them, and if you apply even one of these rules before this day ends, your future self will thank you for it. Most people wake up every morning and immediately give away control of their mind. They check their phone, they compare themselves to others, they react to problems, they complain about situations, and they allow outside events to decide how they feel. The Stoics believed this was the fastest way to destroy peace because the moment your happiness depends on things outside your control, your life becomes a prison. The first Stoic rule is simple. Focus only on what you can control. You cannot control what people think about you. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control the past. You cannot control the actions of other people. But you can control your response. You can control your attitude. You can control your effort. You can control your discipline. And that changes everything. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every day that external events are not the problem. The problem is our judgment of them. A traffic jam is not suffering. Your reaction creates the suffering. Criticism is not suffering. Your interpretation creates the suffering. Failure is not suffering. Your perspective determines whether it becomes suffering or growth. The moment you understand this, you stop feeling like a victim. You stop waiting for life to become easier, and you start becoming stronger. The second Stoic rule is to embrace discomfort. Most people spend their lives chasing comfort. Comfortable beds, comfortable conversations, comfortable routines, comfortable excuses. But comfort rarely creates greatness. The Stoics intentionally practiced discomfort. They trained themselves to endure challenges before challenges arrived. They understood that a comfortable life often creates a weak mind, and a weak mind struggles when reality becomes difficult. Think about it. Every meaningful achievement requires discomfort. Building muscle requires discomfort. Learning new skills requires discomfort. Growing a business requires discomfort. Becoming confident requires discomfort. Everything valuable lies on the other side of resistance. The people who transform their lives are not the people who avoid difficulty. They are the people who learn to walk directly toward it. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you become stronger. Every time you face fear, instead of avoiding it, you become stronger. Every time you keep going, when you want to quit, you become stronger. Life rewards those who can handle discomfort. The third Stoic rule is to stop seeking validation. This rule alone can completely transform your life. Many people are not living their own life. They are performing for an audience. They want approval, they want praise. They want recognition. They want everyone to agree with them. And because of that, they lose themselves. The Stoics understood a powerful truth. You cannot be free if your happiness depends on the opinions of others. Someone will always criticize you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone will dislike you no matter how kind you are. No matter how successful you become, no matter how hard you try, trying to please everyone is impossible. And it is exhausting. Instead of asking whether people approve of you, ask whether you approve of yourself. Did you act with integrity? Did you stay true to your values? Did you do your best? If the answer is yes, then keep moving forward. The opinions of others are not your responsibility. Your character is the fourth Stoic rule, is to master your emotions. Many people believe emotions control them. The Stoics believe the opposite. They believed emotions should be understood, managed and directed. This does not mean suppressing feelings. It means refusing to become their slave. Anger can destroy years of progress in a few minutes. Fear can stop opportunities before they begin. Jealousy can poison gratitude. Anxiety can steal peace from the present moment. The Stoics taught that emotions become dangerous when they control our actions. When anger appears, observe it. When fear appears, observe it. When frustration appears, observe it. Do not immediately react. Create space between the emotion and the action. That space is where wisdom lives. That space is where self-control grows. That space is where your power exists. The strongest person in the room is not always the loudest. Often, it is the person who remains calm while everyone else loses control. Imagine how different your life would become if you responded. Instead of reacted, imagine how many problems would disappear. Imagine how much energy you would save. Emotional mastery is not weakness. It is strength. The fifth Stoic rule is to remember that time is limited. Most people live as if they have unlimited tomorrows. They postpone their dreams. They postpone their goals. They postpone their happiness. They postpone becoming the person they want to become. But the Stoics constantly reflected on mortality, not because they were pessimistic, because they wanted clarity. When you remember that life is temporary, your priorities change. You stop wasting energy on meaningless arguments. You stop obsessing over trivial problems. You stop delaying important decisions. You begin focusing on what truly matters. Relationships matter, character matters. Purpose matters, growth matters. Time is the most valuable resource you possess. Money lost can be earned again. Opportunities lost can sometimes return, but time never comes back. Every day is a piece of your life. Every hour matters. Every moment matters. The question is simple. Are you spending your time intentionally, or are you allowing it to disappear without purpose? The sixth Stoic rule is to become your own teacher. Many people spend years waiting for someone else to guide them, someone else to motivate them, someone else to save them. But lasting transformation begins when you take responsibility for your own growth. Read books, reflect daily. Study your mistakes, analyze your habits, learn from every experience. The Stoics believed every challenge contains a lesson. Every failure contains feedback. Every obstacle contains an opportunity to become wiser. If you develop the habit of learning from everything, life itself becomes your teacher. You stop seeing setbacks as punishment. You start seeing them as training. And training creates strength. The seventh Stoic rule is to take action immediately. Knowledge without action changes nothing. Motivation without action changes nothing. Inspiration without action changes nothing. The world is full of people who know exactly what they should do, yet they never do it. They wait for the perfect time. They wait for perfect conditions. They wait until they feel ready. And because of that, they remain stuck. The Stoics believed action creates momentum. You do not need to feel ready. You need to begin. You do not need certainty. You need movement. You do not need perfection. You need progress. Every great achievement starts with a single step. Every transformation starts with a decision. Every new life starts with one action taken today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because the future belongs to those who act, while others hesitate. And that is exactly why these 7 Stoic rules have survived. For thousands of years, they are not theories. They are practical tools for living. Tools that can help you become calmer, stronger, wiser, more disciplined, more resilient, and more fulfilled. The question is not whether these principles work. The question is whether you will apply them. Because reading about change is easy. Watching videos about change is easy. Talking about change is easy. But becoming different requires action, and your transformation begins. The moment you decide that excuses are no longer acceptable. Your transformation begins the moment you stop blaming circumstances. Your transformation begins the moment you take ownership of your life. Today can be the day everything starts to change. Not because life suddenly becomes easier, but because you become stronger. The truth is that most people never fail because they lack talent. They fail because they never develop consistency. They start strong, they feel motivated, they feel excited, they make plans. They set goals and then reality arrives. The alarm clock rings early, the workout becomes difficult, the business grows slowly, the results take longer than expected, and suddenly the motivation disappears. This is where most people quit. But the Stoics understood something powerful. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is dependable. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Motivation depends on feelings. Discipline depends on decisions. Motivation asks whether you feel like doing it. Discipline asks whether it needs to be done. That is why disciplined people achieve extraordinary results. Not because they are always inspired, but because they keep moving. When inspiration disappears every day, you have 2 choices. You can follow your feelings, or you can follow your purpose. Your feelings will often lead you toward comfort. Your purpose will often lead you toward growth. And growth is where transformation happens. The Stoics believed that character is built through repeated actions. Not grand speeches, not big promises. Not occasional effort, daily actions. Daily discipline, daily improvement, even if the improvement is small. A tiny step forward every day eventually creates massive change. Most people underestimate the power of consistency. They want immediate results. They want instant success. They want quick transformation. But nature does not work that way. A tree does not grow overnight. A strong body is not built overnight. A successful life is not created overnight. Everything valuable requires patience, and patience is a Stoic superpower. Patience allows you to keep working when results are invisible. Patience allows you to trust the process. Patience allows you to stay committed when others quit. The person who remains patient often wins, not because they are smarter, not because they are luckier, but because they simply stayed in the game longer. Another lesson the Stoics taught was the importance of perspective. Many of the things that stress people today will not matter a year from now. Many arguments are temporary. Many problems are temporary. Many disappointments are temporary. Yet people treat every challenge as if it is the end of the world. A single criticism ruins their day. A single setback ruins their week. A single failure ruins their confidence. But the Stoics trained themselves to see challenges. From a wider perspective, they ask themselves important questions. Will this matter in 5 years? Will this matter in 10 years? Is this problem really as big as it appears? Often the answer was no. Perspective shrinks problems. Perspective creates calm. Perspective reminds you that storms eventually pass. And when you stop magnifying every difficulty, life becomes easier to navigate. Another reason many people remain unhappy is because they constantly compare themselves to others. They compare incomes, they compare appearances, they compare lifestyles, they compare achievements. And comparison quietly destroys peace. There will always be someone richer, someone stronger, someone smarter, someone more successful. If your happiness depends on being better than everyone else, you will never find peace. The Stoics encouraged a different approach. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Measure your own growth, focus on your own path. Your journey is unique, your challenges are unique. Your purpose is unique. You do not need to win someone else's race. You only need to keep progressing on your own. The moment you stop competing with everyone around you, your mind becomes lighter. You become more focused, more grateful, more confident because your attention returns to the only life. You can actually improve your own. The Stoics also believed in preparing for adversity, not because they expected the worst, because preparation creates confidence. Fear often comes from uncertainty. People fear challenges because they feel unprepared. People fear rejection because they have not mentally rehearsed it. People fear failure because they imagine it will destroy them. The Stoics practiced imagining difficulties before they happened. They considered obstacles. They considered setbacks. They considered challenges. Then they prepared themselves mentally. When difficulties eventually arrived, they were not shocked, they were ready. This is a powerful habit. Ask yourself what challenges may appear tomorrow. What obstacles may arise this week? What difficulties may emerge this month? Then prepare your response. Preparation reduces fear. Preparation builds resilience. Preparation creates stability. A prepared mind remains calm when others panic. The Stoics also understood the value of silence. Modern society rewards noise. Everyone wants attention. Everyone wants recognition. Everyone wants to be heard, but silence contains power. Silence allows observation. Silence allows reflection. Silence allows wisdom to grow. Many mistakes occur because people speak too quickly, react too quickly, judge too quickly. The Stoics encourage thoughtful restraint. Not every opinion needs to be shared. Not every argument needs a response. Not every criticism deserves attention. Sometimes silence is the strongest answer. Sometimes walking away is the strongest action. Sometimes protecting your peace is more important than proving a point. The strongest individuals are often not those who dominate conversations. They are those who master themselves. And self-mastery requires quiet reflection. Another timeless Stoic lesson is gratitude. Most people focus on what they lack. They focus on what is missing. They focus on what they wish they had. And because of that, they overlook the blessings already present in their lives. Gratitude changes perspective. Gratitude shifts attention. Gratitude creates abundance in the mind. You may not have everything you want, but you likely have things that others dream about. You have opportunities, you have experiences, you have lessons, you have possibilities. The Stoics reminded themselves daily of what they already possessed. This habit protected them from endless dissatisfaction, because a person who is grateful becomes difficult to defeat. They find value where others find problems. They find opportunity where others find obstacles. They find peace where others find frustration. As your life progresses, you will face challenges. You will experience losses. You will encounter disappointments. No philosophy can eliminate difficulty. No mindset can remove every obstacle. But Stoicism teaches something even more valuable. It teaches how to remain strong despite difficulty. It teaches how to remain calm despite chaos. It teaches how to remain focused despite distractions. It teaches how to remain disciplined despite discomfort. And that is why its lessons remain relevant thousands of years later. The world changes, technology changes, society changes, but human nature remains remarkably similar. People still struggle with fear. People still struggle with anger. People still struggle with insecurity. People still struggle with uncertainty. And Stoicism continues to provide answers. Not perfect answers, practical answers, useful answers, timeless answers. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. Imagine becoming more disciplined, more focused, more resilient, more confident, more peaceful, more intentional. Imagine handling challenges without panic. Imagine facing criticism without losing sleep. Imagine pursuing goals without needing validation. Imagine creating a life based on purpose instead of impulse. That future version of yourself is possible, but it will not appear automatically. It must be built one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one action at a time. Every morning is an opportunity. Every challenge is an opportunity. Every setback is an opportunity. Every difficult moment is an opportunity to practice what you have learned, because wisdom means nothing without application. Knowledge means nothing without action. Understanding means nothing without implementation. The Stoics knew this, that is why they focused on practice. Not theory, not perfection. Practice, daily practice, consistent practice, intentional practice. And if you commit to practicing these principles, your life will begin to change. Not instantly, not magically, but steadily, deeply, permanently. You will become stronger where you were once weak, calmer where you were once reactive, wiser where you were once impulsive, more focused where you were once distracted. The transformation will not happen in a single dramatic moment. It will happen through countless small choices. Choices that gradually shape your character. Choices that gradually shape your future. Choices that gradually shape your destiny. And one day you will look back and realize something extraordinary. The life you wanted was never created by luck. It was created by discipline. It was created by perspective. It was created by courage. It was created by patience. It was created by responsibility. And most importantly, it was created by the decision to take ownership of your mind. Because when you master your mind, you begin to master your life. And when you master your life, no obstacle becomes too large. No setback becomes permanent. No challenge becomes impossible. That is the true power of Stoicism. And that is how a new life begins.